First of all, then, congratulations on making the final. You must be delighted to get back to Wembley and hopefully right a wrong that you suffered a couple of years back.
Yeah, obviously we've had 2 Wembley disappointments now at this club, so it'd be nice to go and win. It'd be my 4th time here in all, so I've never won yet, so it'd be nice to get a win.
We spoke about it just as we come on there. Tranmere, obviously the opposition on this occasion, obviously flying high themselves in Sky Bet League 2, an outfit obviously not to be messed with in some respects. They can come there and cause a lot of trouble to you guys, can't they?
Yeah, obviously a good team. Obviously they went down on points per game last year. I think they had a few games at hand, so they've still got a good squad for the league. So it'll be a tough game. We watched the game the other day and we've seen how good they were, so it'll be a very tough game.
I think Sunderland have probably come to always have that little bit of not an underdog type in respects of the teams that they're facing, but they're always the favourites, aren't they? Sunderland, doesn't matter who that they go up against, whether it's in a League One competitive match or a team like Tranmere. Does that pressure sometimes be a little bit more heavy on the shoulders than it should be, or does it not make a difference to you guys because you're kind of used to it by now?
Yeah, not really. I know the fans will probably talk about we're the bigger club, so we should win, but it doesn't work like that, It'll be a good game, and it doesn't really matter the club size when you actually play in the game. So it all depends on the day how you get it right.
You guys have obviously made the final. You've had to come up against some different kind of teams, haven't you? I think you lost to Fleetwood on the way, but then you made up with wins against MK Dons and then the semi-finals against Lincoln, who are obviously leading in League One. It just shows the unpredictability of this competition, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've had some tough games. We've always said from day one we want to win the competition. So we're obviously in the finals, so we've got a good chance to do that. But we've had some good games along the way. We've rotated the squad and we've got some good results, which shows that we've got a good squad here as well.
How big of a result was that against Lincoln? It just wasn't one game where you look at it and you go, well, we went 1-0 down, but we brought it back. It looked like it was a very even contest anyway, but a team like that who are obviously leading the way in the league can give you a lot of confidence going into the final games of the season, can't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely. They bounced back in the league with a good result after the game, but it was a good game. I think it was both good, two good teams going at it, which is obviously good. We know we're going to be right up there come the end of the season, so it's obviously good to get one over on them as well. I think we beat them at their place 4-0, so 2 good results against them now.
I think if my maths is correct, I think you're joint top scorer now in this competition. How come you've been rattling them in? I know you started off with 2 goals against Aston Villa in that 8-1 victory, but it seems like you've really enjoyed playing in this competition as well as League One, which we'll come into a bit later on.
Yeah, I probably haven't played as much in this competition as what I would like. Obviously, when you're scoring goals, you want to play every game. So I've done it just when I've got chances, I've took them in this competition. I didn't really know I was top scorer in it, so it's obviously pleasing to know that.
And then, like we just said there, that the game against Lincoln, you were the one that scored with 15 minutes left to play. The momentum seemed to shift after that moment, and it was a combination of you and Aidan McGee that we've seen now in recent weeks, and you were there again to make sure that the game went to a penalty shootout.
Yeah, I think after the first 20 minutes, we really took the game to them, and we got the shape right after probably a bit longer, probably I would say half an hour, and probably with a better team on the day. Obviously, when McGeady gets the ball, he's going to do some on the end of his crosses.
I think this has been your best, you're near enough your best goal scoring season. I think you've got 23 goals in 34 games in all competitions so far. I think when you were between Carlisle and Bradford, I think you got 26 or 25 in 53 or something like that. How come it's just seemed to have clicked for you this season? It seems like this has been the season of Charlie Wyke in that respect.
Yeah, I think obviously confidence has got a massive part to play with it. It's the first time since I've been at the club that I've done a full pre-season, no injuries, touch wood. So yeah, just a combination of confidence and playing every game, training all the time and not missing a few weeks here and there with stupid injuries.
As a striker, obviously goals are the key part of your game, but when you're not sometimes scoring, sometimes the assisting part comes into it, or just playing your part as a whole. And it seems like you've not just found the back of the net, but you've been a bit of an all-round player this season.
Yeah, I think obviously I think performances come with goals. When you are scoring goals, you tend to play well. Obviously going into games, not thinking about playing bad, just scoring goals. So I'm in a good space at the minute, and hopefully it continues.
And then the arrival of Lee Johnson coming into the hot seat at the Stadium of Light has obviously kind of reinvented the side a little bit. I think it's only 2, maybe 3, depending how you look at it, because obviously on the day he was appointed, I think the team lost. But 2 games since then, you found yourself on the wrong side of the result. It just shows the confidence that's in that squad at that moment in time and the effect that he's had on it until now.
Yeah, I think I'd speak for all the boys. He's been brilliant since he's been in. I think we've been doing even training sessions that we haven't really done before, bringing something new. Obviously, he's a young manager and he's bringing all his experience with him from his playing time. He's not long retired, so we've all been enjoying it, and I think he's getting the best out of most of the players.
I think as well, obviously, his time spent at Bristol City, he was there for a long time, as well as he was at Barnes. He was very successful in that first venture he had with the Yorkshire outfit. But it just shows the pedigree that he's got as a manager, that he can go on and get promoted and win this competition like he has done in the past.
Yeah, obviously, that's the main aim, to get promoted. And I think if we do win at Wembley, if we do beat Tranmere, it'll be a massive boost to that. Going into the last few games, obviously there's a lot of games still to be played from now till the end of the season, so we've got a great run of fixtures and we look forward to the next few months.
You mentioned it before, I think this will be your 4th time now heading down to the capital to play at Wembley, but it's one of them where you just think, please God, let it be this time.
Yeah, I know it's not very nice, obviously, being there 3 times, 3 defeats. It's horrendous, really. It's not a place I enjoy most of the time, so it'd be nice to change that and win. You know, you don't want to be going there 4 times, 4 losses, so it'd be nice to go and win.
If you can do, and I know it's going to be a painful memory looking back, but that 29 final against Portsmouth, that'll probably go down as one of the best games of football in this competition. All right, for the fans aspect, but for the unpredictability of that game, it was all of a sudden it was one team and it looked like another one had nicked it, and then McGeady popped up in the last minute to send it to penalties. What was that like? I know you came off the bench in that game late on in extra time, but it was just a hell of an emotional day all round, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously it's a strange game. That was the first time I've been there and been on the bench, so to watch it was like, it was a bit of a basketball game. You know, you didn't really know where it was going to go. I think I came on and actually got the assist that day, which was obviously pleasing. But obviously McGeady 2 goals, and when you score that late on, you think the momentum's with us. Now we've gone and win the extra time. Did it go? I think it did went to extra time, didn't it? Yeah, and then penalties. So obviously you think the momentum's with us, but it wasn't to be on the day.
How determined are you? I know that obviously the first or second time you go there and you want a win, but now that you've gone a few without a win, for you personally, it just, does it drive you on a bit more to get that monkey off your back and so everyone can stop talking about it, like me, for example?
Yeah, massively. I think if fans were allowed, I don't think I'd want my family to come, because it's just one of them. It's obviously it's a massive day for everyone, but it's going to be different playing with no fans. But it's just one of them. We have to win. We have to win this time. You can't go there 3 times with Sunderland and not win once. So we have to win, and hopefully we get, like I say, we get it right on the day and we do win.
And then that season obviously accumulated in getting to the playoff final, albeit not the right result. But this competition does provide a springboard, doesn't it, for success, wherever if you go on and win it, you can go up and get promoted, or you can get into the final and go on and make sure you stay in them places to be back there again to make sure you go on and get the winner's medal on that occasion.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you do win this, it'll give you a massive boost going into the few games, like I said. So obviously we're never going to think about losing there. So if we do win, I think it will be a big confidence booster going into the rest of the games.
How disappointing is it for a club like Sunderland? Massive support, obviously a former Premier League side as well, but we see it week in, week out. We used to before we obviously moved into COVID area, that the fans of Sunderland are very well heard and they travel in huge numbers. It's going to be disappointing not to see them back in the stadium, isn't it, on Cup final day?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Sunderland fans would sell the stadium out, and Tranmere is not a small club in itself, so there'd be a big crowd there, you know. And obviously, you see what it was like with Trafalgar Square and stuff like that before the game of the last 2 finals. So it's a shame that they can't go, but we know they'll all be watching and all waiting for us to lift that trophy.
Does it make it that more important that you do go on and pick this trophy up for whenever the time comes that the fans are allowed back in the stadium, or you have a trophy parade around the city or whatever? It just makes it more important that you can share that moment with them when the time's right.
Yeah, obviously we don't know when fans are going to be back, but obviously the fans are the North East fans, even like Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, are all massive. They're all passionate. So we know how much it will mean if we do win the trophy. We know how much they'll celebrate within themselves. So we know it's massive. We need to do it for obviously for Sunderland as a place. It's not just a football team. It's everything. Even just a good feel about the area.
And then finally, it seems like Sunderland are somewhat coming into a bit of good fortune now. We've just seen the reports that there's a new owner coming on board. They're into a trophy final inside with a chance of the playoffs as well. It seems like there's a bright future ahead at this club.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we've got a new owner in now, and he wants to take the club forward, which is always a good thing. He's been in the last few games, and obviously we've had some good results, and obviously we've got the final when he's been there, so he must be happy with the start he's had. So I think there's exciting times ahead for Sunderland.